there is also social media, which is a direct way to the audience. You don't have to, spend much on it. You can at least, the, I may be speaking like I may not know what I'm talking about because I don't know how publicity is done exactly. But isn't there a way to kind of generate momentum or whip up some
So
kind of,
that part has become easier,
yeah,
like you said, because of social media. But again, in the cycle, things changed with COVID when people started getting everything at home, and the
right,
habit of going out to cinema has stopped. So they will go out for a big film,
right,
for Jawan and Pathan and so on. But for our kind of films, they say, "Arey, aa jayega Netflix pe," you know.
right.
So,
So you said you wanted to make a horror film. You also want to make a Jawan or a Pathan?
no,
No.
no,
Okay. That's you
because
leaving that.
that's not a genre. That's a shift in the vision.
Right. I'm waiting to hear this, but I think you're going to stop there.
No, no, because that
Neil's nodding. I think Neil also wants to hear what's up there.
no, because that doesn't excite me.
Yeah.
That kind of storytelling doesn't. Nolan does it successfully. He makes great philosophical films with action and with
Right.
he does it.
That interests you?
Well, I'm not Nolan.
Right. No, but
I
getting in
don't think
that
I can.
direction.
I mean, I don't think I can do it.
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
that is really, I think, the highest level of skill when you're doing really in author cinema, but at that scale, that's phenomenal.
Right. Right. So, can we take some questions from the press? Yeah.
I know I just walked in, but I had a question I wanted to ask. So I love the title because it's sort of a play on everybody loves a whodunit, and what whodunits do is they invite an engagement that's a little more beyond that other genres do, however active or passive. As a director, how do you create that layer of also knitting a tight mystery, but at the same time making it possible for the viewer to play along with the mystery?
That is the very device. That's the very meat of a whodunit. That you have to take the audience with you, and sometimes mislead them and so on. So that's a little game that the script plays with the audience. That's part of the genre. So if you're making a whodunit, you have to deal with that. Is it this guy? Is it this guy? Is it this guy? And so your audience keeps moving in those directions. Of oh,
Are you talking about the writing? Yeah, I think.
I think characters play a huge part in that. The characters you create help a lot with this engagement that you're talking about. Uh, at its core, it's a who done it, but the skeleton, but muscle and the flesh and skin of it is the characters and their dynamics, their interplay.
This is a very well coached cast. They're talking about the savannah, the wildebeest, and muscle and skeleton, and they've been really trained well by Rajat, I think so. But thank you, guys. This is really nice to hear a very articulate cast talking about the process. This is very rare, and thank you for that.
But to add to your question, I think whodunit is a trope. It's really about the fault lines in human relationships and the deteriorating relationships. It's the interplay of what those characters and what is happening between them, which I think is the great highlight of the film. It's you see the human side of everybody. You see all aspects of them: greed, love, jealousy, intimacy, power. All of that is playing out, and I think who done it is really not the most important thing. It's really when a group of people, it's like, what is that famous Lord of Flies, people trapped on the island. It's really that. It's Lord of Flies. These people trapped on the island, and then
and they
what
become
happens to them?
monsters.
And they become monstrous. Yeah.
Ranveer had put out a tweet about the movie, and under that somebody had the first thing that somebody had asked, is this Knives Out? You know, somebody, and then so does it, there's something very, because I would have rather ask, is this something like Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express? Because, that's probably
But
the
again,
archetypal.
in all of Agatha Christie, or this is a very specific genre thing
Yeah.
that you have 20
Multiple
people
suspects
in
and
one space, one night, one of them is dead. So the others, whether it's on a train or a bungalow, whatever it is, it's so
Yeah.
that is the genre.
No, but what I meant to ask you is, does that become a little annoying at times that people
It
just
does.
remember
It
the
does.
only the new movies and
Is RK Papalos of Cairo? Nahi yaar. I mean, okay, so one guy comes out of a film, but that doesn't make it Papalos of Cairo. Okay, it has been done before. I'm not saying, but we, I think, have such low self-esteem that every time we make something, churaya hoga.
yes.
Arey yaar.
So at the opening ceremony, Mani sir, when he had come to receive his award, said a very nice thing, which is that he was talking about in short about his journey, and he said this, that he survived film fans. so so surviving film fans is very much part of survival in this business. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyone else?
Luckily, Aankhon Dekhi came 6 months before Birdman because the ending was the same.
Yeah.
They end flying. If it came after Birdman, people would have said, churaya tumne. But the thing is, these ideas, I don't know how these two things happen at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
Somewhere in that country, somebody thought the same ending for that.
Right, and actually, they've happened in the same country. To take a more mainstream example, there was a time in the 90s when two people made a movie over the earthquake or a tidal wave or something, Deep Impact and something else, Armageddon and something else, some meteor heading towards the earth. Two studios actually brought out very similar movies, and they both came out the same year, if I'm not mistaken.
So I have a conspiracy theory about this. Is that one idea comes down, and then, I mean, I'm sticking to Hollywood, but you can transpose it anyway. And then you will have, one large budget film with A-listers. Then you will have a medium budget film with B-listers, and then you'll have a small independent film, but milking the same idea. But coming back to the creative process and ideas, I mean, of course, I've never really written a thing, but I've seen this happen firsthand in my lifetime. That you'll have an idea. Oh, that's a good idea for a film,
Right.
and bang, within the next couple of years, you'll see that film getting made. So I mean, in a very spiritual sense, I feel there is a sphere which exists, ether which exists for ideas, and that's when it drops down an idea, and whoever picks it up and makes it, it's theirs.
Right.
And I don't mean to confuse this with genre films. That's
Right.
separate.
No, because I have heard of filmmakers say that, oh my God, I was just thinking about that. Or, like I was, that was,
I
like
think
I was,
I think that exists.
yeah. Deal.
I believe it's called a collective conscience.
Is that right?
So, I mean, humans are like mushrooms. So, you may have not met another human being and they'd have the same idea as you do. It's in the air, it's in everything. And then I guess it's, fastest finger first, whoever executes it.
And then why not? Because we're living the same experiences,
Right.
over the globe. So the experiences don't change. Your family, your parents, your child, these things, a tree outside your window, we've all seen this. So the ideas come from that.
Right. Right. This is a kind of a cliche question, but I want to know how you handle this particular situation because, of course, there's no such thing as a rural director or an urban director or whatever it is, but one does have a certain environment in which you grow up. So when a director goes to make a movie in an environment that he or she may not be entirely familiar with, let's say Aankhon Dekhi, I'm just generalizing, or it could even be Mithya or something like that, because you probably, I hope you're not a gangster, but so what, I mean, yes, it's fiction, and of course you're going to do your research and all that, but is there something else, something tangible that you need to kind of go someplace else?
No, I actually have only made films about things I know.
No, okay.
Aankhon Dekhi is really my childhood.
Right.
I grew up in a house like that. and everything else has been very urban, very Bombay. I've never shot actually out of Bombay and one film in Delhi. I don't know what it would be like to make a film in Trivandrum, for example, or Odisha. I don't know, or London or New York. I've never lived there.
Right.
So I don't know what they do when they wake up in the morning. You know, it would be a lie, I feel, unless I really spend some time there and just breathe that air. You know, I think I can't do it.
Also, if I may add, just I mean, I'm in today because we're talking about Rajat, and if you just see his films, I think essentially films address humanity, the human condition, as Altman once called it. I remember on an Oscar speech or something. And I think that is what comes if you see even in Rajat's body of work. Yes, the worlds might be different, but the relationships, the emotions, they all are at a very human level.
Right.
And I think that is what it is. And I think that's what the essence of filmmaking is in that sense, is trying to convey the humanity, the human, the conflicts of the human condition or the aspirations. So I'm saying it's the humanity which binds us together and binds cinema together, I feel.
Right. No, I was just wondering if do you have like specialists or consultants, or for maybe like a phrase or a dialogue or the way someone speaks. So that's what I was kind of wondering.
No,
Yeah.
never so far.
Never so far. All right.
Even the gangster thing